Every year or so, a new challenger attempts to fight back against the big bad evil YouTube. Whether it be Matt Watson heroically taking a stance and getting companies to pull their ads, or a new law such as Article 13, YouTube will be fine at the end of the day. Really, the only time something had any effect on YouTube whatsoever was COPPA, and even then, the only change was to specify if the YouTuber's content was made for children, which actually helps YouTube's algorithm by automatically categorizing the videos as advertiser friendly or not. The challenger this time is a Toronto-based app called Rumble. Rumble claims that YouTube has been tanking them from search and discovery. First off, how the fuck is that worthy of a lawsuit? If Rumble recognizes that it's a competitor with YouTube, then of course they're not going to recommend them. That's like walking into a McDonald's, advertising your mom and pop shop down the road, and then the manager asking you to leave, and then you suing them for it. And second, it's not a secret that YouTube tries to manipulate algorithms to show what they deem safe. YouTube likes to portray itself as a very progressive platform. Rumble portrays itself as quite the opposite of YouTube's progressive themes, therefore it seems even more reasonable that they would tank their company. All YouTube needs to say in court is that unfair competition does not mean getting blocked on your competitor's site. Third, YouTube knows how to handle lawsuits since its inception. If the United States government is the only entity that can even scratch YouTube, then what chance does a small startup in Toronto have? It baffles me that people are celebrating this as a moment of achievement and dancing to YouTube's demise. If we combine the bullshit claims Rumble has made, the failure of similar lawsuits before them, and the disparity in power and net worth, it makes Rumble's chances of winning this lawsuit essentially nothing. And even if by some miracle Rumble wins this case, YouTube will return to normal just like every lawsuit that tries to ruin it. Further, according to the most reliable website on earth, Wall Street Journal, quote, "Since 2014, Rumble says its videos syndicated on YouTube have generated 9.3 billion views and 4.3 million in revenue." Rumble contends that most, if not all of those 9.3 billion views would have occurred on the Rumble website had Google not boosted YouTube in search results. The comedic lack of self-awareness is so good that Rumble should turn this case into a comedy. For comparison, the Zune was a disaster of a product in comparison to its competitor, the iPod. Not because it was much worse of a product, because of Apple's legacy. People generally don't like change, so if YouTube and Rumble were marketed the same, the legacy of YouTube would overpower them. What this lawsuit really proves, in my opinion, is how the creator's perception of the site has changed over time. When Viacom attempted to sue YouTube for $1 billion, YouTube came together for the first time. But today, when it is rumored that YouTube might get sued, people still come together, but instead to support the lawsuit. In a little over a decade, YouTube had transformed from a startup like Rumble into its former enemy, Viacom. In conclusion, no matter what law gets passed or what company tries to sue YouTube, it will just grow stronger over time, and people will keep watching.